Because Fire the Grid created such a beautiful little crystal, it has to be positive. Because in his experience as a scientist, negative has those little implosions and they look like little gnarly blobs of yellowy stuff. So Fire the Grid placed on a bottle created a beautiful crystal. So to me that was a real validation from him, and I'm very grateful that he did that, because it came to me at a very dense time. I have a tattoo with a snake on my arm. And I was at an event, I think it was in New York, and I took off my jacket and people saw the snake. And of course the snake in Christianity is symbolic of evil and, you know, gave the apple and all that stuff. And people started saying, look, she's the devil, she's working with the devil, it's the snake. And I was very wounded. And I was like, why would anybody try to help anybody? You either get shot or chastised, or, you know, something happens to people who try to bring messages, John Lennon and you know, So these people get shot for trying to bring the message of light and hope and joy. And here I was being chastised because I had a snake tattooed on my arm. Well, the snake that I'm wearing on my arm is in the sign, in the symbol of the Alpha and Omega. It's the infinity symbol. From life comes death. It's the eternal rebirth. That's what the snake is. It's very deeply rooted in our earthly tribal nature. So I was in great regret over taking off my jacket. They saw a snake. Oh. And there was a lot of people put a lot of negative stuff on YouTube about the snake. So I never addressed it public. I said, I'm not going to feed it. I'm not going to buy into it. But I went home and kind of wallowed in my misery that I'm not doing this. This is crazy. And then Emoto sent me the crystal. And I knew in my heart, I'm not doing anything negative. I've had a strange experience. I've opened the door to a multidimensional kind of existence. I just want to share it with you. That's it. There's nothing in it for me. You know, if you do or if you don't, it's up to you. I'm certainly not cracking the whip telling you what to do. And if you don't want to do the Fire the Grid part of it, don't. But during that day, find time to have a few moments to be in gratitude. And if you can connect and then do what we talked about, you know, manifesting the way you want to see things, awesome. But if you choose not to do that, that's fine too. Just be in gratitude and say thank you. You'll pay me. You'll pay me. And they want to know how many of us there are. And this is the vote. And I'm not the only one who's presented November 11 as a day of incredible energy. I didn't present it anyway. They told me about the date. But everywhere in the whole world, there's huge celebrations going on for 11/11. And I'm thrilled. I don't care if you do what I'm telling you to do. Do whatever group you're working with. Right on. Some people are gathering and doing drumming services, and some people are gathering and doing prayer sessions. I don't care what you do. Just vote. And I tell the youth too, when I speak to youth, I say you have no understanding of your power. You guys are going to change the system from within. You can turn around tomorrow and they're master marketers, they're master networkers. If they got on that Facebooky thing and said, this particular product is harmful and we all choose not to use it, we're going to choose this particular product because it's beneficial, there's billions of them. They could potentially change the market overnight by sharing a piece of information on the internet. And that's where we want them to get to. We want them to see that particular power. So when government goes to pass a bill that we no longer think is viable or is not working for us, the youth are going to step in and vote. And they're going to be completely shocked because they're going, oh, the youth don't care. Well, one day they are going to care. And once they do care and they make their votes, that's when we're going to see the big changes. We do not have to fall into the old traps that everybody else on this planet has done, doing the same old thing, expecting different results. And that's where the youth are going to vote. Because one day it's going to come. I don't think we're going to have any big moment where the skies turn pink and everything happens. We're going to go through a period of evolution just like we've been moving through now. That's my sense. But imagine if the youth got together and decided, we don't like the system of power that's in place. We're going to vote it out. We're literally going to vote it out. We don't like it. We're going to change it. Because that's how much power the youth have. They aren't voting. They aren't interested. They don't care, but they're going to be. Do you see what they're doing? You know, they're already moving into that place. And what they need is adults to say, go for it. Right on. Good job. But the other thing I leave you with is the fact that do not protest. Do not put something down in order to put something up. You're counterbalancing the energy field. So if you don't like a particular product, you don't go around bashing it, telling everybody how crappy it is, and that doesn't work, and that's no good. Down you go. You say, oh, that doesn't really work anymore. It doesn't serve us. So we simply turn from it, and we see another way. We see another product. We see another way of being, and we embrace that new way. So we're not putting this down. We're putting this up. There's no negative energy in it. So when you go out and you protest and you're angry at the system, you're in low negative frequency. What you need to do is go, oh, that system no longer works. Let's talk about one that would. And they, oh, that'll never happen. Who cares? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what would it look like. Let's dream it into being. So the kids come together, and instead of bashing all the things that aren't working, they start turning towards what they would like to see. A system that works like this, you know, taking Maslow's into effect that every human being on the planet by divine right is entitled to all these things. Food, shelter, you know, warmth, comfort, all the things that we need to be human, just because we're here. And once these kids start doing that, that's where the big changes are going to happen. They're definitely the catalyst to these changes. And once they realize their personal power, they are going to do that. But we have to be careful as adults not to beat them over the head with a spiritual rod. Many of them don't need what I call spiritual conversation. They need understanding about the use of energy. They will come to the spirituality on their own. So as you deliver messages, intuit what somebody needs. Do they need you to say God and spirit, or do they need you to say energy and creating? So use your intuition, use that inside clock that says, yeah, this person will be open to and receptive to what I'm saying if I use the right words. You know, rose is a rose by any other name. So when we're talking about soul and spirit, we don't have to even use the word soul. You can say energy being. There's an energy being inside of you. It's eternal. It's forever. It's able of doing great things. So embrace it and make it happen.